On a crisp August morning, the team at Peak Potential Adventures flew out from Australia to lead another 7-strong team to the highest point in Africa, Mt Kilimanjaro. Being the highest mountain in Africa, Mt Kilimanjaro is one of the 7 summits, the 7 highest mountains on the world's 7 continents. After 3 long flights, we finally arrived in Africa, tired but excited. We were met with our head local guide, Yese, who adorned us with traditional African wraps. We then went to our hotel, checked in, met 2 of our other clients, and relaxed in the revitalising cool water of the hotel's pool. We escaped the heat of Moshi the next day and went for a tour in the highlands, where we would wander the cool forest, explore waterfalls, adventure into underground tunnels, and we also roasted and brewed our own coffee and sampled the local banana beer.
Mt Kilimanjaro,
The trip wouldn't be complete without a walk around Moshi town, where we were amazed with vibrant colours, the smell of exotic foods, and greeted by the smiles of friendly locals.
It's kind of like a bit improved now. We have kind of like a fried potato.
We all listened intently as Yese gave us our trek brief. We then conducted some final kit checks, weighed our bags, enjoyed a group photo, and then loaded onto the bus for a 1-hour ride to Mt Gate, the official start of the trek. We arrived at Mt Gate, where we made the trek official by signing into the national park. We then sat down, had some lunch, and settled our nerves, ready for a 6-hour steep ascent to Mt camp. The first few hours saw us traverse through steep muddy tracks and stunning cool rainforests, where we were soon rewarded with our first glimpse of Mt Kilimanjaro. This in no doubt let us know how far we had to go. After a long and tiring ascent, we finally arrived at our first camp, where I asked one of our clients to reflect on the journey so far. Hello Josh, what do you think of day one in Mount Kilimanjaro?
I was pretty good, pretty steep. I didn't think it'd be that hard, but it was definitely harder after 4 days of sitting and eating buffet 3 times a day.
We awoke to a beautiful sunrise, where we made final preparations, enjoyed breakfast before heading off on another epic day of adventure. The track was extremely steep and hard going as we slowly gained in altitude. The views though were endless and breathtaking. The team worked hard and we eventually arrived safely at Shira Camp at an elevation of 3,750 metres. We rested up, took a team photo and enjoyed another beautiful African sunset. After a good night's sleep in our tents, we woke up ready for another day. The tracks got dustier, the altitude got higher, and everything started getting a little bit harder. We did eventually arrive at Lava Tower Camp for lunch, where I ran into my old friend Jackson, who guided me to the top of Mt Kilimanjaro almost 25 years prior.
Hayo lila amba, oyo lila amba, ayo lila amba.
The music you are listening to now was sung by our guides as they entertained us during dinner in the tent one evening.
Amba nawaka jaga amba kupanda kili amba mula jalia twaomba wafike salama mula jalia twaomba wafike salama mula jalia twaomba wafike.
The team were all feeling exhausted and the effects of altitude were starting to hit us, with most people starting to get headaches. We eventually made it to Barranco Camp at an elevation of 3,900 metres.
Day 3 was intense. We left Shura camp fairly early this morning, and then we hiked up to Lava Tower. That was our first time hitting some really good altitude. So the hike up there took about 5 hours. I found the first 3.5 pretty good going. The last hour or so was pretty tough. I just felt myself getting a bit lightheaded and slowing down. But, you know, we're with the team and knew we were heading for lunch, so that was a big motivator.
We awoke the next day with some of the team feeling nervous about traversing the famous and for some reason feared Barranco Wall. The team, however, successfully negotiated this with ease, and we made it to the top, where we enjoyed morning tea amongst the clouds.
Topu ya Afrika, twaomba wafike salama. 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 Na baba yetu, tunakuomba, ufike uko, topu ya Afrika, oyo salama. Twaomba wafike salama. Na dada yetu.
Absolutely loved it. A bit challenging, using those powerful muscles to go up the wall. The porters gave us a hand with the tricky spots. It's definitely been my favourite challenge so far.
Na braza yetu, tunakuomba, ufike uko, topu ya Afrika, oyo salama. Twaomba wafike salama. Na dada yetu, tunakuomba, ufike uko, topu ya Afrika, oyo salama. Twaomba wafike salama. Na braza yetu, tunakuomba, ufike uko.
We spent the rest of the day traversing through the Karanga Valley, where we noticed the landscape becoming more barren as we made it up into the higher altitudes. We made it into Karanga camp for lunch and rested up for the rest of the day. I myself, with many of the team, was suffering quite the headache. This is very normal at altitudes above 4,000 metres.
Na baba yetu, tunakuomba, ufike uko, topu ya Afrika, oyo salama.
We stepped off early the next day at 7:30 and spent the morning covering some steep ground, slowly making our way to Barafoo camp. We arrived at camp for lunch and we were all tired, excited and maybe a little nervous as we would make our summit attempt tonight.
Mola jalia, twaomba wafike salama. Mola jalia, twaomba wafike salama. Mola jalia, twaomba wafike salama. Ayolela, oyolela, ayolela, oyolela, mola jalia, twaomba.
Well, we're currently at Barafoo camp, an elevation of 4,550 metres. Team's got it all here well. Everyone's feeling fit and healthy and strong, ready for our summit attempt tonight. We're going to get up at 8 o'clock and then we'll push up to the summit from 10 o'clock, and the plan is to reach the summit for sunrise about 6:30 in the morning. From there we'll come back down to the camp, have a bit of a rest, and then we'll pack up and start heading back down to some lower elevations. After some restless sleep, we all awoke ready to make the push to the summit. We had some dinner in the tent and then put on our packs and very slowly started getting ready for the grueling night ahead. The temperature was freezing and the going was extremely difficult, with a combination of steep ground and lack of oxygen all working against us. After a full night of walking, we were met with an amazing sunrise that gave us spectacular and uninterrupted views above the clouds. The team were tired and cold, and at nearly 6,000 metres, moving extremely slow. However, the summit was in sight and within our reach. With determination and strength, we successfully made it to the summit, Uhuru Peak, atop the highest freestanding mountain in the world, Mt Kilimanjaro, 5,895 metres.
Strong, just, don't, Big Potential Adventure, power to the people. Here with my brother, yep, we managed to come here to the top of Kilimanjaro safety. Now few meters to arrive at the summit. Strong heart, strong mind, just dream it, don't think it, power to the people.
We successfully made it back down and enjoyed some well-deserved celebration and reflection, and what was another epic African adventure.